Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are starting a new project. This is gonna be an interesting one. I've never done one of these before. Most likely it's gonna be a long one, and I'll tell you in a minute why I think it's gonna be a long one. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a 2010 Bobcat T320, as you can probably tell. This project I have purchased a while ago, as you can also tell by the tarp and the tree starting to grow right in the middle of the this Bobcat. The cab was burned completely, and some of the interior or inner parts were burned as well. So I took it completely apart. Well, not completely, but I pulled out the engine, took the cab off, and whatever was in a way, like radiators and stuff, all that stuff, I pulled out as well. And let's go inside. Okay guys, so this thing right here is an engine. I pulled this engine out. It's actually engine with the main hydraulic pump. I pulled this engine pretty much when I bought this project, this Bobcat, and I just crated it so I can put other pallets on top of it. But reason why I think it's going to be a long project, because when I purchased this project I did not realize one thing. Over the years I've done some pretty big projects, and this new project was not really anything to be afraid of, or I don't know what's the right word, but when I purchased this project I was pretty confident that I can easily fix it, rebuild this Bobcat. I actually bought it for a good price at the time, and one thing that I did not realize how crazy, and when I mean crazy, it's like ridiculously crazy expensive parts are. even used ones. Like aftermarket parts, I guess they're fine, but original Bobcat parts are just ridiculously crazy. One little part, some kind of valve or something, would be like $1,000, and pretty much everything that I looked at, everything that I was looking up, everything was in thousands, like 1,000, 2,000. Wiring is damaged on this one, and wiring harness is like $3,300 or $3,500 new. Used one, there's very little parts available. Yeah, that was one mistake that I've done. I should have done my homework and figured, checked what the prices for what parts prices are, and I had no idea. I did not realize that parts can be that expensive. So this project, for that reason, this project most likely is going to be a long one, just because I will have to source parts, trying to, as soon as the parts come available, as soon as I can find them, I'll be buying them. Most of the parts, most of the major parts that I need, I actually did buy, but there are some sections or some parts of this project that I'm not really sure about yet. Like I mentioned before, I've never done a Bobcat. I actually never done hydraulic equipment before, so it's gonna be a new one for me. Also, this is a diesel engine. I've never worked on a diesel engine, so we're gonna be learning together, just going through this project. I'm really interested in this project. I believe it's an interesting project for that simple reason that I've never done this before, so hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a long one. So in this video I'd like to uncrate this engine and possibly see if I can crank it up. There's a turbo which is pretty much burned, and I do have a new turbo, so this video is going to be pretty much mostly about uncrating this engine and putting a new turbo on it, and hopefully I can crank it up. So let's get to it. Alright, we are up in the air. Yeah, probably the easiest way for me to take it off is to disconnect everything with the exhaust manifold. There's one bolt that I really don't have a good access to. The number 12 is the only one I have. And it's just gonna be a nightmare. I think it's just easier to disconnect this whole thing and do it on the bench. Just like that. Okay, so this is the wonderful nut that was kind of hard to get to. We're just gonna Oh yeah, I'm so glad I decided to go this route instead of trying to unscrew it while it was on the engine. And there you have it. That's how turbo got melted, because this part is aluminum. It's got easily melted. So I'm gonna clean it up real quick as best as I can. Just basically run it with wire brush, and we're gonna assemble it and see how it goes. Okay, so this will do for now. What I'll probably end up doing, if everything works, I will take it back off and clean it individually. Disassemble everything in here and just run everything with the wire brush and wash it and then paint. Well, it looks like I will have to take it apart. Otherwise I won't be able to assemble it. I don't know the specs for these bolts right now, but it doesn't matter right now for me because I'm just doing a test. I'm just gonna snug it. Oil line still looks pretty good on the inside. I don't see any burn through or anything like that, so basically I'm just gonna clean it up. Alright, let's put it back on the motor, on the engine. Alright, I have a hose, return hose installed. I'm not gonna put any clamps. If it's gonna leak, that's fine. It's just gonna leak into the pan. So that's pretty much it for the turbo. I would probably have to figure the intake part of this deal, intake hose, before I fire it up. Okay guys, this is what I did so far. I leveled the engine a little bit so the oil for the oil pump would be available. Found an original tube. This is supposed to have a reducing hose, but obviously it's burned. Just used some little hillbilly ingenuity. On the front, there's a T that's melted down, and I suspect this is a return diesel line. So this one is going to be clogged. I don't know if it's going to affect the running or starting, but I will try anyway. I started pumping diesel, and diesel started coming out, so yeah, I assume this is the return line. So I've got negative, positive terminal, and I'm just gonna short the relay on the starter, and let's see what happens. Alright? To be honest, I don't expect much. I don't expect to start right away, but at least we'll get it spinning. Okay, so I'm gonna try one more time, and if it's not gonna start, I'm gonna do a little bit of research on what's supposed to be supplied to this thing, because this is the fuel pump, apparently some kind of probably high pressure fuel pump, and yeah, I think it should have started by now. Let me do a little bit more research on this thing right here, what it does, and I would probably have to supply some kind of voltage to it to get it running. Well guys, this is gonna be it for this video. In the next video, I promise we're gonna start this engine, and please make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure your bell notification is on, and I'll see you in the next one.